Hi there, welcome back. So this is the first, might be the last, might be a regular, who knows. But I wanted to share 8 surprising ways that podcast guesting can support your business or your career. It's something that's come up a lot with clients recently. I get asked about this all the time. Where's the ROI in being a podcast guest? Today, I really want to put this to bed. Because if I knew 15 years ago what I know now about the power of being a podcast guest to support and supercharge a career, I might have made it more of a focus. Now, I appear on 1 or 2 podcasts a week, at least 1 or 2 a month. And in this episode, I want to share why I do that and what effect it has. I focus a lot on business owners in my content because business owners, for the longest time, are the people who pay my bills. But in this post, I want to focus on the benefits of being a podcast guest for literally anyone's career. But in particular, for someone in a leadership role who wants career progression. Business owners enjoy all the same benefits and some additional very special ones, which I'll deal with separately. When you look at each of these benefits, I want you to understand there are 2 forces at play. One is the compounding effect of time. The longer you do the work, the greater the impact becomes. And then one day, you hit the end of the hockey stick and you meet that holy shit moment. The other is that any of the benefits below will be great, but you'll enjoy them all. It's not the case that you have to move through them sequentially. You will enjoy them all in equal measure as you show up more and more often. Being a podcast guest might seem trivial. It might seem like a small action, but imagine this. You're being regularly introduced by a trusted and acknowledged expert host to a passionate and loyal audience as an expert in your field. Often, the audiences are in their hundreds or even thousands. This is no small thing, and taken regularly can be nothing short of transformative in the ways I'll explain. So the first of the 8 benefits is your network. It's often said that your network is your net worth. And in your normal day-to-day, it's really unlikely you get many chances for exceptional networking. All opportunity comes at the hand of other people, so it makes sense that you spend time on a regular basis with well-connected people, or some of the best connected people in any industry. Everybody's needs for networking are different. If you're in a sales role, this can be a game changer. If you're looking for career growth, then knowing who to ask for advice, being able to enlist mentors, or any of the other benefits of being super well connected just can't hurt. Next is authority. When you show up as a podcast guest, your authority is implied. Repeat it on a regular basis, and then the impression is sustained and gains traction in the minds of those exposed to it. That's true of the audience and those who actually listen. But it doesn't end there. Sharing your interview journey or appearances on social media isn't something you just do to promote your appearance. Although, as a podcast host, I really appreciate it when guests do this. No, as a guest, you do this because it allows you to spread that impression of authority far beyond those who listen or watch whatever show you're on. And this is a powerful effect on your personal brand. Next is greater advocacy. We love it when people go out to bat for us, whether it's our staff having more pride in their team or our network referring us more often. People like to support those they feel pride in being associated with. That's true of those inside your organizations and also outside. In simple terms, the world starts to turn your way more often. The next benefit is straightforward thought leadership. Everyone in business likes the idea of thought leadership, but nobody wants to do the work. Thought leadership is about leading with your thinking, and it's a rare thing. I like writing and making videos, but I'll be honest, it's time consuming. But from a content creation perspective, there is nothing quite as efficient as being a podcast guest. You show up, you chat, and then the host literally does all the work. Am I saying this should be your entire content strategy? No way. What I'm saying is that being a podcast guest is a potent amplifier to even a modest thought leadership content strategy and unbeatable use of time. When I first started podcast guesting, I rambled a lot. And that's not a problem because I still enjoyed every benefit in this episode. But don't let that put you off. Something happened over about 10 interviews which surprised me. I got focused and way more precise in how I expressed myself. If you're like most people, you don't actually know what your signature stories are. Everyone has a bunch of stories and talking points which can provide amazing value. And once you uncover them, you become compelling and develop what I call an attractive character. The next benefit is straightforward confidence. Confidence is the result of practice. But the confidence drawn from this practice of being a podcast guest goes far wider than the field of play. All these effects compound up into an authentic, broad-based self-belief. The effect being that you'll likely look at the potential for your career or your business in some surprising new ways. Next up is social proof. Whether you're going for a job interview or trying to sell something, you need to get people on side. They need to believe in you before they buy from you. And nothing gives people permission to do this more than when other people have visibly done it before them. When people can see that you're a trusted industry voice and they really do check you out, they are far, far more likely to fall in line behind and believe in you too. The next benefit is what I'm going to call know, like, and trust. People do business or support those they know, like, and trust. If you're not known by many, then that really sucks and you won't get much business or support. Being a podcast guest is one of the simplest, most systematic, and least expensive ways of exponentially scaling like, know, and trust I can imagine, short of regularly showing up on TV or having your own podcast. But that's a different episode. So how do you make it happen? Well, there are millions of podcasts on pretty much every topic you can imagine. I'm pretty sure this article's triggered a lot of reaction, and if you're normal, then you're probably trying to trick yourself into thinking that you're not fancy enough to be a podcast guest. You're wrong. It's that simple. I don't care who you are, there are podcasts out there hungry to have you as the star of their show for the day. Becoming a podcast guest is as simple as reaching out to the host and making them an offer. Sometimes they say yes and sometimes they say no. As long as they say yes more than they say no, you are golden. And people say no way less than you might think.